Why you attract what you haven't healed. A few years ago, I kept ending up in the same situation. Different person, different name, but same dynamic, same hurt, same ending. And I kept blaming the other person. Bad luck, wrong timing, the wrong city, maybe, until someone said something to me that I didn't want to hear. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you haven't healed from. I pushed back on that thought immediately because it felt like blame. Like I was being told the damage was all my fault. It took me a long time to understand that's not what it means at all. So today, let's actually get into it. We think attraction is random, some sort of chemistry. Maybe a person is lucky, the right person showing up at the right time. But attraction is really deep. Pull you in attraction is really random. It's familiar. And familiar doesn't always mean good. It means it's recognizable. It means your nervous system has seen this before, felt this before. And somewhere below conscious thought, it says, I know this. I know how to be here. I know how to deal with this. Even if being here costs you, sometimes little, sometimes a lot. Here's how it actually works. The person who never felt truly chosen as a child keeps finding partners who can't fully commit. Not because they are unlucky, because almost chosen feels like home to them. The person who grew up learning that love comes with conditions keeps earning their place in every relationship, performing, proving, working for what should just be given. That person who watched love disappear without warning keeps one foot out the door in every relationship they enter, just in case something goes wrong. And none of these are conscious decisions. None of these people are choosing to repeat that pattern, because remember that this pattern is actually very painful. Now, why the wound recreates itself? This is a very, very important part that took me the longest to understand. The wound doesn't just want to be carried, it wants to be resolved. So it recreates the original situation again and again, looking for a different ending this time. The child who never felt seen becomes the adult who keeps finding emotionally unavailable people. And this is not to suffer, but because somewhere deep down, there is a hope that this time, this person, this situation will finally see them for who they are, and that would heal something old. And that's not weakness, that's just the psyche trying to finish the unfinished business. The problem is, and the hard truth is, that it never works that way. You can't heal a childhood wound through an adult relationship that mirrors exactly the same wound. You just end up with the same old wound and a new person to blame for it. Try to understand that this isn't about the blame. I want to be really clear about something, that this isn't about blaming yourself for what has happened to you or what is happening to you, because you didn't choose the childhood you had, right? You didn't choose the experiences that shaped your patterns, and none of that was your fault. But here's the distinction that matters: fault and responsibility are not the same thing. What happened to you wasn't your fault, but what you do with it now, that's yours. And the moment you stop looking at your patterns as some bad luck and start looking them as information, Everything changes in that moment. Actually changes. Here's what shifts when you actually do the work, not some kind of therapy, and just honest, uncomfortable self examination. The pull toward familiar stops feeling like chemistry and starts feeling like a signal. You start noticing the pattern before you are deep inside of that pattern. You start asking, why does this feel so uncomfortable, instead of just following the feeling blindly. And slowly, the things that used to feel magnetic, in the start, starts to feel like warning signs, not because you become closed off, but because you become more honest with yourself about what's actually drawing you in. And whether it is love or just a wound recognizing itself in someone else, remember that it needs to be treated. And now, where can you actually start with this? Start by looking at the pattern honestly, and not the person, but the pattern. What does the relationship always feel like at the start? What does it always feel like at the end? Where have you felt this before? Not in a relationship, but in your childhood, in your family, in the first places you learned where what love looked like. That's usually where the answer is, and not in the other person, because you're simply attracted to what you experienced in your childhood. In the original place, the wound was created in your childhood. So you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are right now includes things that haven't been looked at yet. And that's not a life sentence, it's just an honest starting point. You won't attract differently until you heal differently. And healing starts the moment you stop blaming the pattern on everyone else and start looking inward. Start getting curious about what the pattern is trying to show you. That's all for today. I'll see you next week.